Hello everyone, and welcome to another segment of Balandeli Belanga. It's your host here, Unga Umlandeli Welanga, the faithful follower of the sun and anything, or faithful follower of the sun and all other celestial orbs. Today I want to talk about the ideas we have around the ground of being, the the idea of the ground of being or God being a black man, the idea that there's this God man sitting up there with a big white beard, the Yahweh or Yahawashi, or the idea that there's a woman sitting up there. I want to quickly touch on those things on this video, and also just address some of the ideas that plague the black mind, and first and foremost, I want to say to us as abantu abamnyama, whether u-Darkie believes there's a black man up there or there's a black woman, whether we think there is a white man up there or a white woman, it will not save us. It will not help. It will not help us with anything in terms of the sciences of that perpetuate civilizations forward. Making the ground of being black does not help us with anything. It cannot teach us anything. Yes, it's like a feel-good serum. You know, like how Christians would go to church on a Sunday to come to get their feel-good shot of their crack. That's what this thing has become to us. It's just a feel-good shot, something to perk you up that, yes, the one I worship looks like me, but it doesn't have to be. And it's not going to teach you anything, neither can it save us, or neither can it take us anywhere. Because ultimately, it is just an idea as expressed by other nations as well. I'm not trying to say now, let's keep images or let's venerate or let's continue venerating the images of white Jesus or pink Buddha or blue Buddha. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let us understand what they are in context to what we need to do, or the work that needs to be put in by u-Darkie for us to make sure that we understand the fundamentals. We understand the fundamental sciences that sustain civilizations in this current epoch. We're not trying to go backward, we're trying to go forward. We're trying to be ahead of the fourth industrial wave. So we're not trying to go backward to be living in skins. Not that there's anything wrong with living in skins, but we're trying to move forward with the time. And so as far as understanding those three principles, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, or the dielectric or itongo, electricity and magnetism, as far as understanding those three, putting a God man up there or a God woman, or not putting anything at all, it doesn't matter. It cannot teach you anything. It cannot teach us anything. And so we can, as reasoning people, as reasoning grown-ups, we cannot spend so much time on the subject. We cannot argue so much about this subject on something that cannot save us. It's like this thing going on and on about melanin. Melanin, great, you've got it, then what? Then what? Can that teach you something? You've got melanin flowing in your skin, but can it teach you something? Can it give you the ability, or can it nurture the ability for you to create and invent? Because that's where we need to be for us to be able to live, or to be able to sustain ourselves in this current period. Not going backward, or not dreaming of a golden age that's coming where we'll be able to control things with our mouths or with our minds. Come on, guys. That's still the fairy tales. The previous golden age was founded on what? those three principles, the knowledge of those three principles. That's what it was founded upon. That's what it was founded. I'm not trying to downplay the fact that yes, all is mind, and maybe in the distant future, we might be able to do stuff with our minds. But hey, man, if we're going to leave it there, for me, then it's another a utopia doctrine. It's another heaven to long for or last for. We need solutions now. We need young minds. We need men and women who are going to invest themselves in the study of this Trinity, in the study of the war between the river time and the no thing and the living spark or the offspring thereof. We need abantu dedicated to this study. We've produced enough healers. We have enough healers. We have more than enough healers. We need men of science now. We need men of logic. We need men of reason. We can't have this thing of Ingwevu telling us, hey, the day we all accept that there's a black God sitting up there, then Africa will come right. Or the day we accept amadlozi, the day Christians accept amadlozi or admit amadlozi are real and have relationships with amadlozi, then we'll be okay. No. That is not going to save us. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help u-Darkie. And so if it's not going to help us, the amount of time we are spending on it, it needs to what? It needs to shrink so that we can actually get to the actual issues. We're having issues powering our homes. We're having issues of drinking water, sustaining the levels of drinking water in our communities. Our municipalities are failing us. We can't expect government should come to us for solutions that we have created. But we can't create those solutions because we are all here. We are waiting for this perfect world when everyone will either accept amadlozi or Christians believe the day everyone accepts Jesus and becomes Christians. The Hebrew Israelites believes when the day when all black men accept that we are children of Israel, we are the original Hebrews, and we all become Hebrew and go live in the desert there in Israel somewhere, then the curses will be lifted and hoobity hoobla and who? No. That will still not save us. Even in that reality, we will still be servants because we do not understand the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I understand that some of you now who want to take this principle now and turn it into three penises and say, oh no, Christianity, it's only three penises, there's no feminine aspect. Oh no, it's the feminine first, then it's the male, it's the penis first, it's the vagina first, then the it's not going to take us anywhere. It's not going to take us anywhere. The biggest challenge facing the black man right now, for me, is not realizing that these are lessons, these are dramas meant to teach you something. Because we don't get it, a lot of us end up in institutions of higher education with that same mentality. Reading allegories, reading ideas as if they are set in stone. As if they are set in stone. There is a mental block, I would like to believe, among abantu abamnyama, and as far as education is concerned, and of course using what I see around me and my personal experience as a background, I would say for me it starts there. It starts there. The indoctrination that starts at a young, early age, that these scriptures are saying A, B, C, and D, and nothing else, and you cannot use them as anything else. But now at that young age, your mind is still what? Your mind is still collected. It's still whole. And so some of us, especially African children who are more right brain hemisphere orientated, we have problems because now we need the synthesis. We need what I do in the playground and what I'm being given in class. It needs to what? It needs to correlate and make sense. My nursery rhyme, what I do in class, what I do at play, what I do with my friend, it needs to form a whole that can be worked at or used, and not what we currently have, where now our religion is pulling one side, or a lot of us accepting African spirituality now, it's pulling this way, but we are not realizing the connections, or where this cog now meets with the cogs of today's that same system expressed in today's symbologies. We are not recognizing that these cogs actually do this. Izandla ziyagezana. There is a relationship. I can take you to the Indians or the Asians. There is a relationship between science and culture. How well your culture is expressed in your languages, for me, ultimately dictates how well you'll be able to what? To syncretize or to assimilate your culture's understanding into the symbols of what? Into the symbols of modernity, into the symbols of physics and science. And we don't have that. We don't have that. Why? Because abantu abadala bethu, ingwevu zethu, they are so invested. They are so invested in separating us. The Christians want to pull this way. The Hebrew Israelites want to pull this way. The Kemetists want to pull this way. We are all trying to prove who can be more black, who can be more right, instead of getting to the actual work, unpacking those sciences. We've covered the health. We know how to use plant medicines. We know it very well. That one we've had covered. Man, for years we've had that one covered. But we need to get to these three now. That is what is actually going to help us. That is what will actually save us right now. If we want an edge in the fourth industrial revolution, which is based on what? Magnetism and electricity and electronics. We need to make sure that we understand the foundation principle, because if you understand the foundation principle, you can give to the world, you can give services to the world. In electronics, in coding, we can even create our own. Singazenzela bethu abotikoloshe that are electric. We've been doing it. We've been doing it. Singazenzela bethu. And so, yes, guys, arguing or believing ukuthi one day when all black people believe the same, when we are all practice African spirituality, or when we all become Christian, or when we all become or what's the word? Sivuma izono zethu. Yes, let me use isiZulu. Sivuma izono zethu. Said, yes, we are Hebrews. We've sinned against the Most High, and we've done this and we've done that. We return to the Most High. We can do all that, but we'll still be missing the knowledge of these three, the principle of these three. And I want to say to my brothers that claim to have the ability to get abducted by aliens. Please, man, you cannot be abducted and you not ask, how does this thing work? If they want to abduct you, you better make sure that you're going to get something tangible from there. Ask them how it works. Ask them to give you something about how the spaceship works. Don't just come back and tell us, oh no, they stuck things up there, then they stuck things down there. We've heard that so many times. We want to know what technology they have. We want to know what technology they have, what technology they can teach us. That's what we want to know. And so if you're going to tell us that you were abducted, you better bring some science when you come back. You better bring some science to back up your abduction, that yes, I was actually with these wise ones. This is what they've taught me. This is what they've taught me. So, yeah, guys, yeah. Oh, yes, don't forget to subscribe to our page.